Hello, this is John from johnesberg.com. Time for yet another tutorial on using Adobe Lightroom 2.0. In this case, we're going to be working with the adjustment brush. As you can see, I've already selected an image I'd like to work with. We are in the Develop module, as displayed up here at the top. And let's break out our panels so we can get to our brush. Here's a brush right here, Mr. Adjustment Brush, and we got the graduated filter and all of its cousins. And to jump in, instead of clicking on it, I'm going to hit the shortcut of K. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. I've got my adjustment brushes panel up and ready to go. As you can see, I can come down here to the effects. I have all 7 of my options, and on top of that, softening of skin. But I'm already set up for exposure. That'll be the one that I want to work with. As you can see, I have an extensive range that I can set my exposure to work at. And I'm going to start it really deep, just so it's blatantly obvious of what size I'm going to be painting with on the brush. I'll be painting a mask. The mask options are down here. Size of the mask, you can see right there, 4.0. If I hit the right bracket key, get the mask to grow. Left bracket key as usual, get it to shrink. If you hold down the shift key and you go right bracket, my feather goes all the way up to max. Hit the left key and shift at the same time. Feather goes back down again, making it a harder edged brush. Now, here's one little thing down here that I'd like to point out. I'm not going to mess with the auto mask right now. But density, I have it at 100. That means if I give it a paint stroke just like that, I've got full density. Let's see what it looks like at down to 50. Not quite as intense. You can tell the difference between 100% and around 52% there. Let's go down to 0. Paint, nothing. Wait a minute. There's a trick here, isn't there? When it's set, density set at 0, it works just like the eraser. Aha! Nice shortcut. So you don't have to come over here and click erase. You can just go to density of 0 if you really want to. But in this case, you know what? I want my density jacked up. I'm going to go for large swaths, and I'm going to push up my brush size by hitting the right bracket, and let's do some painting of a mask. As you can tell, I'm getting a pretty fast preview on everything. It's alright if I get a little rough on some edges here and there, because I'm going to come back and clean them up. Not a problem. Looking good, looking good. Yeah, there's some magic going on there for you. Yeah, outstanding. Okay, so now I'm going to shrink my brush size down a bit. That's left bracket again. Alright, and I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to clean it up some more. Now I got that hard edge of the building with the mountains in the background there in India. What an exotic place. And they have 2 different positions in reality, and a person's obviously going to spot that. So I'm going to want a fairly hard contrast between my foreground subject and my background. And it actually kind of looks interesting already without even making any serious adjustments. Just look at that. It looks like something right out of a old Jackie Chan movie or something. Who knows? Okay. I'm going to shrink it down just a little bit, do a little trim work in there. I love how they put a street light right on top of the front of the building. I was considering taking out, working on those power lines too, but it's actually part of what's there. It's not all pretty, Boston, Massachusetts, or not Boston, but Western Massachusetts ideal little world kind of situation. This is their world. Might as well show it for the truth of what's there. And I think for our purposes, we'll stop here. Okay, so I have this pretty intense mask. Now I can stop. Or I can come back out, I can come back in, I can wait for my hover, or I can just hit O. I can show what the mask really looks like. Shift O to change the color of the mask. So if you have conflicting colors, it allows you to actually see what you're working with. Alright, and if I want to hide the mask, I hit H, or my mask dot there. Um, and if you want to see before and after, you come down here to the toggle, click before and after, you can see my results. And you know what, I'm going to leave it on there. I'm going to hit O once more, essentially hiding my mask. And I think it's time to adjust into what we think will actually be appropriate for this image. Now, the subject really is that building in the front, and that's my intention. So I want to come along and I want to drop my exposure to give a nice contrast with the mountains and feel a bit more appropriate. That'll work. It's not perfect, but it certainly gets the idea across. And from here, I can continue on. I can get out of the adjustment brush by hitting K again. And I can go down and I can do my temperature, my exposure, whatever else. I mean, I could definitely do a lot of that beforehand. But that is how you adjust exposure with the adjustment brush. Really good for exotic backgrounds like, a mountain scene in an Indian town such as this. So this is John from johnesberg.com, and I hope you enjoy the tutorial. And I'll see you next time.